So currently I'm spending a lot of time working out what goes first. And I'm like, right, I'd like to fit the engine. But the brake lines. Can't do that until the brake line's in the clutch. That means the pedal box, which means the brace bar across the top. But actually, if I put the brace bar across the top, will I be able to get the wipers in? So I've done the definite bits first, which are the two plugs here, which allow all the wire in for the wipers, lights. We're hoping that's enough pinnage for amperage. If it's not, by the way, if I have issues with power, then I will add a couple of relays just up in here. I have a little space left up there with power right there, and those little signals will fire a relay, which will fire some lights off. Anyway, fires under the bonnet aren't my concern right now. Let's get some wipers on. So I think this is progress, but it just looks like a mess, really. Horn's fitted. That's nice. Wipers, those bits are fitted. That's temporary. We've only got one washer jet. That's fine. We've just angled this one to... That'll do fine. We found our two initial looms, which is good. Brake bars in, not nipped up yet, ready for adjustment. Little capture device for the fresh air's in place. I think that's going to be fine. And then we put a couple of bits in down there, the wire in, just in place, just literally just there, so that I knew where to put a little gland, which is going to be for a boost takeoff from the inlet just here. So that's fine. Made a little bit of progress. Oh yeah, brake lines are in, and the brake compensator thing, which splits between to the front and to the rear. Cool. So tomorrow is pedal box. That needs to go in. Pedal box, and then we'll bring the wiring in here and do other things. So we've got the clutch master just temporarily propped in there, just to get the alignment of the brake bar, and we've got the clutch down in there, and the last grommets in as well, and we've just popped in a gland for a heater wire as well. I'd forgotten about that, so I had to drill a bigger hole there, get the heater wire through, and then we'll adjust that obviously when we can, but we can't get a drill in there. Hopefully we can get a hand down the back of the engine. Excuse me. So next job is to get our brake box pedal setup in there. I forgot how much work went into this little kind of thing. A lot is the answer to that. So this is the plate that's going to go above, just there. And then these are the nice little screws and bolts and switches, multiple switches everywhere on this thing. So let's hopefully get it in place and hope that all works. Ziggy says, full send. On. Pause. Tres. Yeah, to my Spanish friends. That is all foreign, huh? Might put a little bit of silicone around, huh? Got a little seal, got a little wax oil, a little silicone. Alright. A little bit of Friday afternoon action after work. We seem to have the pedal box in place. A few snags. Hopefully we've overcome those. I really hope we've overcome those. The clutch has just been a right bind. And I mean that in a metaphorical and a literal sense, because it has been binding. So that's a bore. But it's in, and it is tight. And quickly remembering how little space we've got for things, but things are in place. Need to not remember. Must remember that. Put the clever spin in there. Need to get the wiring in next, but otherwise, other things. Clutch is in place. No fluid yet, but clutch master. And its reservoir and the line is ready to go. Technically we could get the engine in now, but it would be easier just to have the wiring ready, sumped over there. We'll get this out of the way in a second, and yeah, it would be good to have that ready. I'm not still quite sure why I've got so much of this. Not sure if it goes to the starter
And then I've got a lead up here. I've yet to work that bit out. Well, people, I think we're gonna switch it around for tonight. Just gonna tidy up and leave it. I've made a couple of errors, mistakes, and not dealing with snags very well. I'm getting tired. You know, I don't do this for a living. I get paid for this really, so you know, it's my work, and I don't really get anything from YouTube. From 300 views per episode. As much as I really appreciate those 300 views, you know, I'm not getting paid for them. So we're gonna make the wise decision and stop tonight. And I don't know, sleep probably, because I've worked all week and then I've been like this all evening. But we're at a place I can sort of happy with. Clutch is ready, the wiring is starting to become in place, and all the wiring through from the engine, there into the engine bay is here, so that we can drop the engine in and we're not having to try and get behind the engine for back there. I'm still not quite sure why I've got a foot spare of lead from the battery, but I'm sure we'll work that out. And although it does look a bit like a mess, well, yes, it is a mess. So we got the beast flipped around, lots of room still. We're prepping for engine fitment tomorrow, so there's a couple of last minute checks, checking we had the brackets. This is the side bracket here, and the brace, and the lower engine mount, top engine mount on the gearbox side, and under here we just got things sort of out of the way. And as a reminder, we've got the downpipe and the drive shaft seals. So we're going to do the drive shaft seals just before we pop the engine in. Obviously we're not going to be able to do that when they're in there. And the half shaft needs to fit in when you fit the gearbox, if I remember rightly. For some reason you can't actually get it out or in or something. My memory's not great. And the downpipe is a right fiddle, so we'll try and fit that in as we drop the engine in. That would be the right time to do that. It's really difficult to get that in there. Engine mounts on that side are already, and I'm covering it up because it looks professional, like sort of I know what I'm doing. There we go, see? Looks like a professional race car in a workshop now. Just putting my spanner away. Sometimes I know you wish I'd put my spanner away. And then we brought the engine out. The engine's just under here. Amazing how dusty it is under a cover. Look at that. It was all clean. Look at the dust on that, man. But a bit of water and a wash will do that. Got a heater hose ready. I hadn't fitted that yet. So heater hose and heater connection, which is a bypass valve. So it bypasses it, or when you switch the heater off, it takes it straight in. So it's not an on-off job. It's a bypass. It's actually off an old taxi, the old London cabs. So there we go, engine, mini, ready, tomorrow, here, Max, Mike, engine crane, engine, bam! There, right, the goal is to get the engine in. Let's give it a try. Up more? No, in more. In more. Fit more. Because the angle of the thing. Yeah. I'm just going to one point just pushing down. Yeah, it does need to go that way though. Oh, stop! Okay, up. No, but what are we looking at? The engine needs to tilt that way. And then the bell housing will sit back. I know, what do you grab onto? It needs to come up at the same time this side. So raise it slowly. No, don't raise it, just don't raise me up, don't raise me up. Oh, actually, that longer piece there.
I don't blame anybody for not offering me a cup of tea today, but damn, was I thirsty for a cup of tea?
I had one at lunch actually, with a glass of water as well, and I was like, I just need a cup of tea.
It's good. Man, caffeine fix, come on. Even though not. Stop.
It's actually cleared this side.
Yeah.
I think we need to tip it back now.
So towards me and back an inch, yeah?
Yeah, but now we're like another 3 inches away.
If I hold this where it is, you can pivot that in as it goes down.
Try, yeah, sure.
Give it a try.
There. That should go straight down on the jack now at my end. Yeah, it gets to a point, you know, I just end up wiggling it on. I don't know what else.
Down, really. Stop. This mount is on.
Is it?
That's on.
Put everything while we get this side in.
Wow, that is a two-man job. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it loads of times, but it's...
But we're not being fussed about paint, huh?
Even trying, it's impossible. I knew it would be impossible to get it in mint.
Baby, it's in.
Maybe it's cold outside.
Whew. Very nice, man.
Oh, it's very welcome.
Hey, this is nice. I'm glad I came here today to do this with you. Is it a time lapse?
No.
It's not.
It's a video.